Start again. What is the Holy Grail? Supposedly the chalice that Christ drank from during the Last Supper. Supposedly it's holy that drinking water from it will either turn into wine or...
It's like the Philosopher's Stone or something.
No. But in the Finite universe, the Holy Grail is not actually that. It's called the Holy Grail because it's a chalice, but it's not the same one. It's actually the 726th Holy Grail, which is tied into an older, what's the word I'm looking for? An older chalice, an older cup, an older artifact that ties into the original source of all things, Akasha. So the
It's always what about the heavens filler root?
what?
Nothing. Continue on.
So what is Akasha? Akasha is the record of all things that exist. It's everything that is perceivable, not perceivable. As long as it's on Earth, it's there.
It's like the gate in heaven.
Actually, it's a very good example of that's exactly a very good example. So the Holy Grail is supposed to act as a catalyst to open a pathway into the greater Grail, to Akasha's root, so that you can make your wish or miracles happen.
Can you pass me a beer?
This was put together. This was put together by the three families: the Makinis, the Tosakas, and the Heinsbergs, as arranged and orchestrated by none other than Kishla Zelrech Zleiber, the originator of Kaleidomagic.
He's in that craft essence, kaleidoscope.
That's why it's called kaleidoscope.
Okay, fine. But Zelrech, second magic, and then he is also a dead apostle, and he's also the tutor and direct teacher of Archway Minister.
He can give you 100% empty on start.
And I will say this about Zelrech. Every incarnation of Zelrech in every type moon lore that you see, it's the same Zelrech.
So can she kill servants?
Like I remember seeing him in Kaleido.
It's the same one from Tsukihime. That's the same one from Fate. It's only one because he can travel parallel dimensions. There's only one Zelrech in every parallel dimension, and it's the same one. That's what he does in his spare time. He travels parallel dimensions infinitely. So
Just check on.
yeah, no, interfere, check on things. He's immortal. He turned himself into a vampire, but he doesn't. After becoming
What about Vlad, man? She's a vampire.
we're not talking about.
Vlad, he's a vampire.
We're not gonna go into MCU.
Like Dio, he's a vampire too.
After. All right. So we're back to the Holy Grail. After the three families, with Zelrech's assistance, came up with the Holy Grail. They chose Holy Land, to which the battles or the ritual would be held to summon the Grail. The thing is, in order for anyone to really use the Grail, they'd have to arrange who would inherit the power from the Grail. That's why they held the tournament.
Everyone wanted.
Yeah, because everybody wanted the power. They joined forces to make it, but deciding who's going to use it, everybody was being dicks. And the original rules, there would only be a Holy Grail every 60 years. Every 60 years.
And it came for 4 years, man. So it's just 4 years.
There was an explanation for that. There was an explanation why it's so short. After the first Grail, where Justice von Einsberg became...
Isn't that Irish Millions of Heaven?
It's what Irisville would have become. It's what Ilya became in Heaven's Gate. Irisville is the core, the very essence of the Lesser Grail and the Greater Grail.
Wait, we're talking about the Holy Grail.
Justice is the core. Alright? So what makes the Holy Grail a Grail is the Einsberg core.
So you just drink from the cup. This bottle of beer could be a Holy Grail, right?
I don't think it has magic spells to do with it. So
It makes you drunk. It makes you explain what the Holy Grail is.
I didn't have that much. So the orchestra, they perpetuated it. 3 Grail Wars pass up until the 3rd, where Makirizoken breaks it. And take note, it's an actual cup. The first 3 wars had an actual chalice. As the
Well,
lesser grail.
limit break your leveling to your servants.
I know. So the reason why it broke was back in Isoken, someone Angramani as a servant, as Avenger, servant Avenger.
Angry Manju.
So the reason why that it's not a fake servant, but it's a corrupted servant because Angramani as a human being was some random villager in this old village who this entire village decided to torture. You know,
Why is it Agramanyo girl?
And
Why is it Agramanyo girl?
every means imaginable to humanity. So they dismembered him.
Gary
they saw him with
Patch.
his eyeballs. They broke his bones. They did everything to him that but at the same time they kept him alive, making sure that he felt. You're a genius, Paul.
Yeah.
Congratulations. So they torture him and hail him as a hero because he is all the evils of the world. And by hurting him, by attacking him, by hurting him, they are therefore fighting off all the evils of the world. But he never asked for that. So he's an anti.
Never asked for that.
He's a hero because he's a martyr. Because all the resentment was forced upon him, all the hate that they had for him, despite him being a hero, was real. He was someone as a hero servant who was, treated as a hero because he saved them from all the evils in the world. But at the same time, he was also all the evils in the world. Therefore, physically breaking the chalice and corrupting it. Because it corrupted, it allowed the Grail to summon actual anti-heroes. Medusa, Gilderai, people who are not really heroes.
No, Gilderai Saber was a hero.
He was not someone as a saber here. So,
But it's still Gilderai. It's still Gilderai, right?
another incarnation.
It's still Gilderai.
So the Einsteins decided, okay, since it was so easily damaged from that instance, we have to make the Grail something that could defend itself. So they took magic circuits and gave it a body. And thus, for the fourth Grail War, they had Irisville on Iceberg.
So that's Fate Zero.
That's Fate Zero. Irisville is a living Holy Grail, a lesser Grail. Her job is to accumulate mana from all servants that are.
But Kiritsugu fucked her.
It was actually part of the plan by what's that?
But still, he got a boner.
Justibash, I think his name Justibash von Eisenberg, the old man of the Eisenberg family. He was actually orchestrated that he would impregnate Irisville so that they could have an heir to be the next Grail in the event something would happen.
But Kiritsugu also fucks Maya.
Yes.
So was that orchestrated too?
That was more of Kiritsugu's doing, if I understand it. So, because of this,
Kiritsugu uses his scapegoat skills because Irisville is
Is that in the face
I haven't summoned Kiritsugu in FGO, so I don't know. So this is from
and
here.
the R patch and the R lore.
Actually, Maya knew, so she didn't care, and neither did Irisville. She knew too. So
But Irisville had a Gatling gun.
she's dead.
No, she's still alive. Look at the Axel Zero.
So what happens? What happens in Fate Zero is once a lesser Grail accumulates enough mana, their normal human functions start to cease. They start being able to feel things. They start being able to walk or function as a normal human being.
Like Aphrodite.
No, I'm not sure about that. But the
Like
only,
Aphrodisia.
I don't know anything about that.
Pronounce it right.
The only reason why Irisville in Fate Zero was able to move after several servants were killed was because she had Avalon.
It was
So when
About Merlin's Garden of
So
Avalon.
when Kiritsugu took Avalon from Irisville, Irisville finally stopped moving, and she was in that shed in the Emi household. She was no longer able to move. That's when Kotomina showed up, broke her neck, and took her body back to.
Why did
church.
Kotomina become Rasputin?
And after that begins the process of summoning the Greater Grail begins. Although there were two servants left, Artoria, well actually three, Artoria, Lancelot, and Gilgamesh. But Artoria dealt with Lancelot, leaving only two. Which was
Lancelot.
more than enough to summon and open the gate of the Lesser Grail. But here's the thing, because the Grail itself was already corrupted by Agramanyu, the black mud would arise. The corrupted mana
That's why
started.
after they fought,
It started to bleed. Yes, black mud. It would have been mana light.
because of
Agramanyu from Third Grail War. It would have been.
I actually get it.
It would have been light. It would have been light energy and light mana. But because of that, it was a corruption. It was still mana. Infinite. It was infinite evil, infinite corruption. It would overflow the world, and because Kiritsugu was the winner of the Grail War, it wanted to enact his wish of saving the world. But what?
Saber to break the dream.
Yes, but you know why he did that? Because Kiritsugu's idea of saving people is killing one to save the many. The Grail wanted to do the same, because that was the only way Kiritsugu knew how to do it. It would have killed everyone in the world to save a few. So he had to order Saber to destroy the Grail. In doing so, in destroying the Lesser Grail, no, Saber didn't want it, but she didn't understand what was happening. In destroying the Lesser Grail, Kotomine's broken heart, which was hit by the Spirit Origin bullet, manifested again because it was black mud. There was no heart there. It was just the mud that was keeping him alive. Gilgamesh corrupted
Yorokobe.
Yorokobe, exactly.
Kimi no Negaiwa.
So Gilgamesh didn't die, and he
appeared naked at the
he didn't really reincarnate. He had a lot of mana, but he didn't fully reincarnate. He's still existing in the timeline.
So that's why he's stuck to the next.
That's why he was also, and that was why you would, if you visit the Fuyuki Church in the original game, you will find that there are a lot of living children bodies decaying in the basement of the church. Because Gilgamesh has been sapping mana from them to keep himself
So
alive.
Gilgamesh is a lollipop.
He didn't really care what they were. He was just draining mana. Not in the traditional sense of mana transfer. Nothing like that. It's no. He was
Fucking
think. Do you remember for Andromeda?
The match, would you lick my finger like Sakura?
Huh?
Would you lick my finger like Sakura?
Would you like some beer? So that takes us to Stay Night. The Greater Grail was not summoned. The Lesser Grail was destroyed, but the mana that came from the Lesser Grail was still in part in the Greater Grail, which is why the Grail War started in only 10 years. The Grail War started itself. It had to do it again so that it could accumulate and use the excess mana. So this was the Grail acting on its own. Take note, what's powering the Grail right now is not the core of justice, but the Agramanyu.
the corruption, the mud,
The infinite evils. In fact, the idea of infinite evils coming out from the Grail is third magic. Because the idea of third magic is being able to...
soul. Something about the
Well,
soul.
let me rephrase that. The idea of the original Grail was to create an infinite mana source. Coalesce into a single form, you'd have power forever. But if it was corrupted...
No, it
what
only,
happens-
it only grants 2 levels in SSR.
Well, in-
Zeros.
In the original sense, if the corrupted Grail, instead of having infinite mana, was infinite evil, infinite corruption. That's why it was the Black Mana story. So the Grail War, the 5th Grail War, was orchestrated by that. It summoned, it chose masters at random, but it chose them based on who wanted the Grail. And at
So why is good ako a master?
I don't know. That's Chaldea rules. I can explain that. After the 5th Grail War began,
So why did the moon
Shiro,
computers chose
we had
Hakono?
Sakura. Sakura became a master because she wanted to live. She wanted to be with Shiro. At the same time,
Notice me, senpai?
at the same time, what Matozoken did to her during Fate Zero, those worms.
Yeah, the worms.
The reason why she was worm, if I may put it that way, is the worms had fragments of the Greater Grail from the 3rd one.
So they were trying to turn.
They were changing her magic circuits to make her into a lesser Grail. So by Heaven's Field,
I get it.
by Heaven's Field, the worms activated, slowly turning her into the lesser Grail. And that's why Ilya was no longer being affected when servants were dying.
Wait. So because she was.
She's the
they were
original lesser
turning
Grail.
her into a lesser girl. So that's how she got
All the mana.
black stuff. black.
Well, the black corruption, yeah. It was being siphoned into her. But that shadow was already part of her even before. It was already a result of her negativity, her manifesting hate for everything.
It was
The only thing
her
that
soul.
it technically yes. In fact, the only thing that was keeping her sane was Rin
And she
and Shiro. It was the only thing keeping her together. And when her magic circuits finally changed through the worms inside her body, which was always there because it became part of her, it activated, turning her into Lesser Grail, thus rendering Ilya useless. She was no longer pulling mana from servants who were dying.
What about the mana that she had currently before that?
The mana that she did have, like from Lancer's death, she did get that. But no, Lancer was consumed by the shadow at the end. So it still went to Sakura, yes. So Sakura was collecting everything, and Ilya was feeling helpless. She knew everything that was going on. She knew what she was, she knew her history, she knew the origin of the Grail, she knew the function of the Grail, she knew third magic. But they had to stop Sakura because Sakura was no longer just a master. She was now a threat to God.
Well, what about Sakura Saber? Okay.
Sakura had become
That was so random, you know?
Sakura had become a corruption threatening the world. Which is why after she consumed Gilgamesh, Lancer, and then Castor, almost everybody, when her power manifested, and she consumed Saber and Berserker, Archer himself forgot his hatred of Shiro for that brief moment, because his function as counter guardian came into effect. He was no longer a servant by that point. He was acting as a savior of the world, because this was a planetary extinction level danger. That's how bad Sakura. Sakura Shadow, no matter what it touches, dies. It's corrupted. It's unlivable.
Well, why is Ku a caster in FGO?
I cannot explain. So after that, because Archer
But they were
was
in Fuyuki.
because Archer was defeated, the only way he believed that maybe the world could be saved is by passing on his legacy to the only possible person he felt was Shiro. So
Himself.
and because Shiro's arms, Shiro was damaged was also injured. So the only way
That's how
that
he got his arm.
Archer opted to give the last of his magic circuits to Shiro and had Kotomini perform the surgery for them. Because the whole time
But Archer already had Rin's magic circuit, right?
Archer was already because they were already servant and master. That was part of it.
I mean, in the UBW route.
No, that did not happen. They did not do it's a seventh field.
Yeah.
The mana.
No. This Archer. In the UBW route.
No, Archer does not come from a UBW route. Archer comes from a fate route, an alternate fate route. So he does not have the magic circuit from Rin. So what happens is gives it to Shiro. Kotomini helps out because Kotomini wants to see what happens to the end. He's helping them because he wants them to get to the end and he wants to see what happens. That's his only reason. The Mabu Tofu and everything. That's why he even goes as far as to save Ilya
And stripping for Mapo Tofu.
from Hassan.
Why does he like Mapo?
From Hassan. He likes spicy food. It actually because he can't really taste much of anything. So he saves Ilya from Hassan. He gets Zabanya. Zabanya's useless because he has no heart. Physically speaking, there is no heart. The only reason why Gay Borg worked on him on UBW is even if without a heart, he still had a core. So the core was destroyed by Gay Borg. He died. And thus he died. Here was different. So after the events, where Berserker was
Why do
corrupted-
Lancers always kill themselves?
I don't know. So after Berserker, corrupted Berserker, who was taken over by Sakura Shadow, starts attacking them in HF, Shiro opts to try and save Ilya because he's stuck with Ilya. And Berserker, still trying to protect Ilya, he's looking for her, but he has madness enhancement times 10 times 100 because he's not corruption. He's blind also by the eye. He can't see. He's just rapping. So Shiro has no choice, but he has to act.
So Hercules is a smart guy, like
He has
right?
to remove. What was that robe he had? I think it was called Noni Mitangere. I think.
What?
The red robe that he had in his arm. Oh,
What?
I think it was called Noni Mitangere. So it's a seal. it keeps the Archer arm in check. So once he removes that, he unleashes Archer's magical circuits, which do not match his own. They're not compatible. With Archer's mentality and psychology is different from Shiro's. They're two different people. They have two different ideals. And in fact, by using something that's not yours, it will give you power, but in the same time, it will kill you. So he uses 9 lives. He summons the Berserker Sword. It doesn't even kill him immediately. He summons her. Now fast forward a little bit to what the Grail is. So we get past the HF story. I don't want to spoil HF3 too much. But fast forward to the end. Sakura now fully corrupted by the Greater Grail as the Lesser Grail.
Isn't Sakura a pure maiden?
Not anymore, she's not.
Yeah, she is a pure
She
maiden.
manages to summon her manifestations, her shadows, multiple forms of it, full corruptions. In the cave, because in the cave below Ryu the Temple.
Paper puppets.
Yeah, the paper puppets.
Paper puppets.
The cave below Ryudo Temple is the real summoning ground of the Holy Grail itself. It's the real place where it's supposed to manifest. That's why they always go to Ryudo. It's not because there's ley lines there, it's because it's the one place it was meant to be summoned. So when Sakura was already awakening, her process of having all that much mana and her ties to the Andromani Grail was slowly bringing to life a creature in the heavens, form.
So,
You know that tower, that black tower that you see is UBW? That it's like a black shadowy mass with a big circle at the top.
Oh yeah, I think.
That's the heavens field. Inside that is a living being, Avenger, corrupt Andremanyu as a beast, Andremanyu as a monster.
Beast from MGO.
Not the fourth beast, but it's all right. If I were to relate it to FGO terms, it's something like a demon killer. That's pretty much it. So it's corruption given a living form. It has a heartbeat. It has a life. But its awakening would render everything destroyed because it would corrupt everything it touches. It spread like wildfire, like a disease, and everything dies. So they have to destroy it before it wakes up. Kotomine, his goal this whole time was to see that thing born because he wants to see new life arise from the corruption. He's found his motivation in that. That was his goal now. Despite everything he's done, he's been part of, he wanted to see something born from it. So he was going to protect it with his life. Which is why he comes up against Shiro. He's wearing his black t-shirt and his black pants and he goes full Bajinwan against Emiya Shiro, who is now being consumed by the body of Sword. Shiro can barely move his left leg because it's a sword. He broke it and it turned into a sword. So there's swords sticking out everywhere. Kotomine punches him in the face, in the chest. Every time he gets damaged, his sword comes out. He's literally a porcupine of swords. And his archer arm is
Already
full sword now. He can barely move. And Kotomine is thinking he doesn't even have to do anything. He's gonna die anyway. But Shiro manages to attack and he still manages to beat Kotomine.
No bad.
despite that.
I have a question.
What?
So Apocrypha is after.
I'm not gonna tackle Apocrypha.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll give you a brief explanation of Apocrypha. Apocrypha takes place after the Third Grail War.
Why get extra classes?
Again, there's an amalgamation.
No, Fate Zero already happens in Apocrypha.
No, it does not.
Yes, it does.
No, it does not. No.
Weaver became Lord Elmeloy.
Fate,
Where Weaver became Lord Elmeloy. He wouldn't have became.
do you know that? You don't know that.
He would have became Elmeloy.
The events of Apocrypha are the result of the Third Grail War happening and failing as they did in the original timeline. But the Fourth Grail War never happened.
So how did Weaver became Elmeloy?
I don't know, ask him. And then, after that, because of that, the US government, actually what happens is the Nazis stole the Lesser Grail. And the US government tried to recreate its own Grail. So that's why you have one faction serve as a red.
Thomas Edison and all of this.
It was a shit show. It was a ridiculous. The servants were great. The story was fine, but the rules, the breaking of the Fuyuki rules in the beginning, it was all bullshit. It made no sense. And tying back to Heaven's Feel on this, if I were to start going into Ilya's role towards the end, because she's technically not the Grail anymore if Sakura's there. But the moment Shiro managed to break Sakura away from Andromeda, the corruption disappeared. Before I go into that, Infinite Excalibur, I'll say that. Rin wins Heaven's Feel for Infinite Excalibur using Kaleido Magic.
Rin used
You remember the dagger she gave Shiro in the end of Fate Root? That Shiro used to punch into Kotomine? The same dagger that Kotomine gave
That
to
was the
Rin.
dagger that killed his dad.
Exactly. What she did was she...
super unlimited code.
Yeah. What happens there is she infused Kaleido Magic into the blade, turning it into... It was a one-off chance, a 1% chance of
Can
success.
warp carry somewhere else.
No, what he did in Fate Root, in Fate Root it did not have Kaleido Magic. What it had was Ruby Magic. It fused the mana, and she caused the mana to explode inside Kirin. The same way Gaybold exploded inside Kirin.
Like Rin's magical stick and
Exploding
I
inside.
thought she turned Kirin into a magical girl.
There's an explanation to that.
Why is Diarmo with the magical
There is,
girl?
it's because
Why is Diarmo with the magical
Kaleido
girl?
stick, the Kaleido stick, the wand, is one of Zelrich's artifacts.
Yeah,
It's
the Ruby.
There's an item
it's
called Zelrich.
the mana.
Jewel of Zelrich.
And I have a lot of that.
I think it's a shitty scene.
The wand itself uses Kaleido Magic to exist. It has a personality, and it's technically almost infinite in mana because it pulls mana from infinite universes. See, Rin channels the same logic.
I hate to stop you there, but I gotta pick up this one.
Alright, I'll continue with Paul here. Or do I wait for you?
Bookmark.
Alright, I'm gonna stop at that point and start talking about something. Let's talk about Seinfeld.
What the